please stand and join Tina Miltz in singing our national anthem. Faculty, students, parents and relatives, distinguished guests, and friends of the university. I am delighted to welcome you to this, the 150th commencement of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Dr. Lee Hallgren, our acting chancellor, has asked me to share the following letter with you. Dear graduates, parents, and friends of UW-Platteville, graduation is the most important event of the academic year in that it recognizes the accomplishments of our students in achieving their educational goals and the contributions of our faculty and staff in facilitating that process. This is also a day in which graduates and families share in the joy of a goal attained and look forward to a new stage in life's journey. I wish I could be present to share this day of celebration with you. I will, however, be experiencing the same joy as my family gathers to celebrate the accomplishments of my older daughter when she receives her PhD degree at Rice University in Houston. I wish all of our graduates well and look forward to your future accomplishments. Thank you for your contributions in making UW-Platteville a university in which we all can take pride. Sincerely, Lee Hallgren, Acting Chancellor. Please be seated. This year, we are celebrating both the 154th anniversary of the founding of the UW-Platteville, or of the Platteville Academy, the great-grandparent of today's University of Wisconsin-Platteville, and the 127th anniversary of the founding at Platteville in 1866 of the first of what are today the 11 comprehensive universities of the University of Wisconsin system. During these years, more than 30,000 students have received their degrees from us. This afternoon, more than 600 degrees will be conferred. The senior valedictory will be delivered by Jolene Knoll, a magna cum laude graduate from Monticello, Wisconsin. Even though hers is not a typical farm background, she is completing a Bachelor of Science degree in agribusiness. She minored in German. Among Ms. Knoll's many honors and awards are membership in Phi Kappa Phi, Alpha Lambda Delta, Phi Eta Sigma honor societies. She has achieved Chancellor's honors and the Dean's List. She has received the Ag Business, Ag Economics Alumni, and Charles Deneur Memorial Scholarships. While a student at UWP, Ms. Knoll has been employed in the office of the Dean of the College of Agriculture and as a resident assistant and program director in student housing. She has also served as an ambassador, working in areas of student recruitment, public relations, and telemarketing. Last summer, Ms. Knoll completed an internship as a loan officer with Farm Credit Services in Darlington. She has already finalized plans for a master's program here at Platteville. Ms. Jolene Knoll.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome all of the graduates, the faculty, and all of our special guests. As we were growing up, we were always told that our education would start with the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I believe that through our experiences at this university, we have found a unique education with what I would call the 3 L's, learning, loving, and living. As freshmen, we found ourselves experiencing and learning a whole new way of life. We had new roommates, different kinds of classes, new friends, and a wide array of social activities. We learned to adjust to living with someone else we most likely had never met before. We learned to make the most of our time, whether it was studying or spending time with friends. Throughout our years, we have come to know and be more understanding of others and their way of life. We had the opportunity to enjoy plays, concert parties, and other special events on campus and in the community. Together, we found a new life that suited each of us in our own way. Our learning experiences have been so numerous and unique that we sometimes forget a few of them. We learned through a classroom education from professors with various backgrounds. They taught us to dream about what life has been like and what it could be like. We also got hands-on experience through field trips, seminars, and labs. There's been a lot more to our education than what was taught in the classroom. We also learned a lot from each other. I feel fortunate to have been here with all of you because we have enriched our lives with our ideas, thoughts, and feelings. Through this learning process, we have found a love of many different things. The most special of these is the friends we've made during our time here. There are so many ways that they've affected our lives and will hopefully continue to do so. This time of celebration may be the best opportunity we'll have to tell them how much they mean to us. In addition to the friends we've made, we shouldn't forget to thank the special people who have helped us make the most of our time here, whether it was our parents, spouses, children, or someone else in our lives. By saying thank you to them, we will then realize how special we are because they took the time to help us. The life we have become used to is now changing depending on where each of us is headed. We need to be open to what a new life has to offer us and use what we have in our lives now to make the most of the future. Throughout our vast experiences here at UW-Platteville, we have learned to have a love of living and what can be found through that living. Everything we have experienced through the 3 L's, learning, living, and loving, we can take with us and use in the time to come. Congratulate yourselves for all the hard work you have done. Remember everything that you have learned here and think of all the things that are yet to come. But most of all, don't forget how you got to this point and where you want to go from here. This poem that I would like to share with you isn't so much about success as it is about life. Whether you're pursuing a higher degree, starting a job, or another new adventure, you alone have the ability to make your dreams come true and to attain whatever degree of success you hope for. The poem was shared with me by a close friend. It's titled, Always Live Life to the Fullest by Nancy Sims. Don't let go of hope. Hope gives you the strength to keep going when you feel like giving up. Don't ever quit believing in yourself. As long as you believe you can, you will have a reason for trying. Don't let anyone hold your happiness in their hands. Hold it in yours, so it will always be within your reach. Don't measure success or failure by material wealth, but by how you feel. Our feelings determine the richness of our lives. Don't let bad moments overcome you. Be patient and they will pass. Don't hesitate to reach out for help. We all need it from time to time. Don't run away from love, but towards love, because it is our deepest joy. Don't wait for what you want to come to you. Go after it with all that you are, knowing that life will meet you halfway. Don't feel like you've lost when plans and dreams fall short of your hopes. Anytime you learn something new about yourself or about life, you have progressed. Don't do anything that takes away from your self-respect. Feeling good about yourself is essential to feeling good about life. Don't ever forget how to laugh or be too proud to cry. It is by doing both that we live life to its fullest. So remember all the things that you've learned here, the life you're leaving behind, and the love that you have found. I wish all of you the best of luck in what awaits you.
The commencement address will be delivered by Mr. Thomas Lyon, a member and past president of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents. Mr. Lyon is a native of Toledo, Iowa, and grew up on a registered dairy farm. He earned a bachelor's degree in dairy science from Iowa State University. Mr. Lyon was named president of the Cooperative Resources International of Shawano this past February. He had previously worked at 21st Century Genetics in management, marketing, and public relations positions since 1967, and had been general manager there since 1976. He has also served as executive secretary of the Iowa State Dairy Association. He has received numerous regional and state awards in agriculture, business, and academic areas. He serves on the executive committees of several Shawano area civic groups, as well as businesses and government boards, including the Board of Regents. Regent Thomas Lyon.
Vice Chancellor Curtis, honored student Ms. Knoll, and distinguished guests and faculty, members of the class of 1993, and friends of this university and these graduates. It's my privilege to bring you greetings and congratulations on behalf of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents and the state of Wisconsin on this important occasion. In preparing for today, I attempted to recall the message and the messenger at my college commencement 3 decades ago. I could not remember either. And I have no illusions that you will retain any of my commentary this afternoon. But what I hope you will do, amidst all the gaiety that's associated with this occasion, is take a few minutes and reflect upon the long-term significance of you coming forward and receiving a diploma from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. A degree from this university establishes that you have a special call to leadership and public service. You have proven superior intelligence, a very special initiative, and a certain integrity. Remember, you are among the 50% who survived the freshman registration line 4 or 5 or more years ago. Your university is counting on you to use liberally these tools of truth, of discovery, of character, and discernment developed within each of you during your time here at UW-Platteville. You are now part of a proud family, you and the other 30,000 UW-Platteville alumni. Nothing that happens to you the rest of your life can sever this link or take from you the education and the values that you've received here. Integral to your success are your parents, your family, your friends who join you in abundance at this ceremony. And as you come to the stage and you take a bow, ending another scene in your life's play, this crowd around you is applauding. They too recognize you have achieved something special, and they join you in celebrating in your accomplishment. Having 3 children of my own, 2 that have graduated from the UW system and another one taking finals at Madison this week, I can relate to your family and to your friends' feelings. They've planned, they've made sacrifices for you, they've placed their faith, their hope, their love in you, and they want you to have a better way of life. One of life's sadnesses is to witness successful people forgetting those who steadied their ladder along the way. I urge you to spend a few moments relating your heartfelt thanks to those who have assisted you in reaching this milestone. Our society in this nation is a very goal-oriented one. Achievement projects self-worth and esteem, projects acclaim by our peers that we all seek. Logically, I'm sure that your immediate goals are quite personal in nature. Satisfactory employment, economic freedom, and upward mobility in our social strata, a job and some income. I can only urge you to integrate with these rather self-serving declarations your goals and your standards of excellence in contributing to an improved human condition. As you progress in your careers, you will manifest high expectations for our educational institutions like the UW system, for the private businesses that you're associated with, and for your local, state, and federal governments, and also your religious and your community service organizations. By virtue of today's milestone, you elevate your acceptance level as a player in bringing your expectations for society to fruition. You have a special call to leadership. Your origin, and I come from a genetics background in the agricultural side, know a bit about that. Your origin is the result of uniting human germplasm in one of 16 million possible genetic combinations. So I think I can safely say there is no one else quite like you on this earth. And in the next 2 decades, the 2 billion people that are going to be added to the planet, the equivalent of 2 Chinas, will not be like you either. By virtue of that genetic configuration and nurtured by a positive environment, you have now emerged as one who has great potential for leadership. You begin pursuing your vocational interest and asserting your leadership talents in really pretty tough and troubling times. For the first time in our nation's history, it is not clear that the standard of living of this generation will be as satisfying and as fulfilling as the previous one. The world is certainly more complicated. It's better in some respects. It's worse in others. It spins more rapidly, and we are all engulfed with information. Thomas Jefferson 200 years ago wrote, and I quote, "We have not heard from our ambassador to France in 2 years. If we do not hear from him next year, perhaps we should send him a letter." Today, people in the United States watching CNN can call relatives in Tel Aviv and say, "Put on your gas mask, a Scud missile is on its way." In 1899, Charles Duell, the director of the U.S. Patent Office at that time, issued this profound statement, and I quote, "Everything that can be invented has been invented," unquote. It is estimated that 90% of all the printed pages of the world were printed in the last 10 years. The world is shrinking under this heavy load of information. About a decade ago, no one had heard or was familiar with AIDS. 5 years ago, no one imagined the Berlin Wall would crumble and that communism would collapse. One can make the call in the world that the world is getting worse because certain problems are so profound: hunger, the environment, global health care. But it's also getting better because for the first time in more than half a century, it is possible to envision global cooperation to solve these problems. To accentuate the positive and ensure the world's betterment, there must be this new call to leadership and vision by people of your generation. Today, our society is attuned to the highest level of personal greed, of self-service and self-gratification any time in my lifetime. The mentality seems to be to grab first, grab often, and mortgage our future. I like a thought that was expressed by Norman Lear, the television producer who also founded People for the American Way, and brought us such characters as Archie Bunker and George Jefferson and Mary Hartman. He referred to values in our society, and I quote him saying, "Most Americans seem to be aware that our society has seriously lost its way. Our popular culture celebrates the material and largely ignores the spiritual. Greed is the order of the day, preoccupied at all levels with the pursuit of bottom lines, a system which celebrates consumption and careerism and winning." Unquote. If our country is to effectively compete in global economic and social dynamics and ensure all its citizens the freedoms that we have inherited, our generation and mine must replace greed and unethical conduct with compassion and an elevated sense of morality. There must be a renewed confidence in our ability to achieve the triumph of decency. We must make productivity the source of profitability, earnings, and investment, rather than manipulation and short-term quick fixes to the benefit of the privileged. We must reverse the trend of the widening gap between the haves and the have-nots in our society through effective self-help that fosters genuine accommodation rather than confrontation. The Los Angeles riots of a year ago are only a microcosm of the anger and the frustration that is held by millions of Americans who live with shattered dreams and little hope. A free and democratic society will not function properly when 80% of the wealth is controlled by 20% of the people, and people of diverse races and creeds and colors and sex are excluded from the human rights loop. You must become our new generation of leaders who are willing to neutralize these attitudes with all our people's long-term human and material needs, the focus and the vision. In recent times, extraordinary role models have emerged from young people throughout the world. The protest in China, the reformation of the Soviet Union, and the transformation to democracy in Central Europe are being highly influenced by intelligent and communicative young leaders. You too have the power to enact change, and I only hope you look upon commencement today as the launching of your opportunity to foster constructive change. Education in its broad context is the source from which leadership evolves and progress is made. And public education is essential to democracy because it provides access to political and economic arenas in which all of these social policies can be debated. Jefferson warned, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be. These are challenging times, as I pointed out, but I would suggest no more challenging than when the pioneers crossed the prairie in a Conestoga wagon, when a nation prepared for World War II, or our schools breaking down the barriers of segregation in the 60s. In an imperfect world, we are a nation that continuously challenges and accepts risk in the pursuit of new and a workable definition of making progress. I think in previous times we interpreted the phrase making progress to mean that the human condition was advancing towards some sort of an ideal, pain-free state, more or less independent of the result to the creatures on our planet or to the planet itself. Conditions now force us to think of progress in a lot more simplistic terms. Earlier generations, in support of technological development, made the understandable mistake of assuming that these powerful tools were the ultimate means of shaping a perfect world. We are now in the painful process of discovering that technological advance without a balance of social and economic and environmental adaptability leaves the equation of making progress an imbalanced one. Our relationship to these circumstances is extremely complex. It's not easily understood. There are many voices expressing many conflicting agendas and much debate. And that's the nature of discussion and debate in our society. And you as leaders have a duty to enter that debate. Solidify your position and prepare to shape our future progress. I believe the opportunity is at hand for those of you with determination and initiative and imagination, and I think that includes every one of you in the class of '93. It's the qualities that have been held by our proven leaders of the past and qualities that brought you here today to work to assist in defining and implementing a reasonable and a more simplistic response to the meaning of making progress. Now, one could go on and you could pontificate on a hot Saturday afternoon in Platteville, Wisconsin at great length about future challenge. I'm just about done. But I think we need to rather simply recognize the day today is among your very best of days. It's a time dedicated to the achievements of a university graduating class, to the faith and the diligence of those around you and standing with them, the parents and the teachers and your friends, and to the support of the Wisconsin citizens who have never doubted that the strength of society lies in the character and the wisdom of its people. You're graduating from the most acclaimed university system in the nation, one in which the citizens of this state have financed about 70% of the instructional cost. You also owe them a debt of gratitude. In closing, I'd like to tell a brief story that I read about and quote, when Winston Churchill, the great war leader of British Isles in World War II, upon his retirement in his later years, I'm told and I read, was asked to go back to his prep school and give the commencement speech. And they introduced him with a great flair. And as he got up, Sir Winston began his speech, and he ended his speech very abruptly. The only dialogue in his presentation is he stood up at that commencement and he said, never, never, never give up. And I say the same to you today as you go out and begin to shape your futures. Never, never, never give up. Thank you very much.
Each year, the faculty and the Alumni Association of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville select for recognition alumni who have distinguished themselves and brought honor to the university by their achievements. Since our alumni include winners of the Nobel Prize and the Pulitzer Prize, members of the U.S. Congress, and presidents of major corporations, the choice is never an easy one. This year, we honor 3 of our distinguished alumni as examples for this year's graduating class, and in recognition of the achievements and contributions to our society by all of the men and women who have received an education at this university. The complete biographies of the honorees can be found in your commencement program. It is my great pleasure to recognize Annabeth A.B. Culver, Distinguished Educator and Executive Director of the Wisconsin American Alliance for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance, class of 1949, College of Education, with a bachelor's degree in history with minors in music, geography, and Spanish. Lon W. Weber, Distinguished Educational Administrator, class of 1954, College of Agriculture, with a bachelor's degree in agricultural and biological sciences. Ronald Steiger, Distinguished Chemical and Mechanical Researcher, class of 1961, College of Arts and Sciences, with a bachelor's degree in chemistry and mathematics. Our congratulations and appreciation to each of you for the accomplishments which have brought honor to you and to your alma mater. Each year since 1986, the University of Wisconsin-Platteville Foundation has presented a Distinguished Service Award to a person, family, or organization whose support has made a difference in the quality of life at this university. The recipient of the 1993 award is Charles Whiteside. During the 57 years he has lived in Platteville, he has been a staunch supporter of both the community and this university. He has served on the Common Council and numerous boards and commissions. His university involvement has included serving with the Pioneer Patrons and with the UWP Foundation Board of Directors. Probably of greatest value, though, have been his efforts on behalf of various student groups and individuals and his support for activities which bring the campus and community closer together. He has provided financial assistance in the form of scholarships and living expenses for numerous students, but again, of even greater importance have been the personal concern and friendship he has extended to so many of our students. In 1991, he established the Whiteside Acorn Fund Bond Trust with the UWP Foundation. With it, as with so many of his efforts, Charlie has established a source of funds and support not only for immediate needs, but for future projects as well. For health reasons, Charlie is unable to be with us today, but please join me in recognizing the efforts of Charles Whiteside on behalf of this university and our community. Mr. Dennis Pratt of the UW-Platteville Alumni Association will now introduce the recipients of the Alumni Life memberships which were presented earlier today.
Thank you, Acting Chancellor Curtis. Graduates, on behalf of the UW-Platteville Alumni Association, it is indeed my pleasure to congratulate you and your families on your graduation today. As part of that congratulations, I have been instructed by the Alumni Association Board of Directors to award to each graduate a complimentary one-year membership in the UW-Platteville Alumni Association. It is our hope that 1 year from now you will decide to permanently join the Alumni Association in support of UW-Platteville. The Alumni Association also traditionally recognizes several graduates for their outstanding academic, campus, personal, and professional achievements by awarding them honorary life memberships in the association. This year, we have awarded 5 such awards. As I introduce them alphabetically, I would ask that you hold your applause until they have all been introduced. I ask the recipients to please stand and remain standing as they are introduced. Julie Ann Caulfield from Milton, Wisconsin, with a major in agribusiness. Deborah Gehrman from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, a major in elementary education. David Herkard from Marshfield, Wisconsin, with a major in industrial engineering. Lynn Nagy from Madison, Wisconsin, with a major in business administration and marketing. And Lynn is not with us this afternoon as she is representing the university in a softball tournament. Silas Valle from San Salvador, El Salvador, business administration and economics. Congratulations to each one of you. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Thank you.
We're extremely proud of all of our graduates and will shortly recognize each of them. However, I would first like to give special recognition to a group who have distinguished themselves throughout their academic careers. These undergraduate students graduating with academic honors are designated with asterisks in the commencement program and are wearing gold honor stoles. Will those who have achieved highest honors and are graduating summa cum laude please rise and remain standing, please? These students have earned cumulative grade point averages from 3.75 to a perfect 4.0. Will those students who have achieved honors and are graduating magna cum laude please rise and remain standing? These students have earned cumulative grade point averages from 3.5 to 3.74. Please join me in recognizing the accomplishments of this very special group of graduates. Now, will all candidates for the bachelor's and master's degrees please stand? Mr. Chancellor, representing the Provost, I certify that the candidates standing before you have completed the curricula prescribed by the university faculty for the degrees of Master of Science in Education or Agricultural Industries or Industrial Technology, or the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification that you have completed the requirements established by the university faculty for the various degrees, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin system, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree which you have earned, together with all the rights, privileges, and perquisites attending thereto. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will the deans now present the degree recipients?
Will the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Agriculture please stand? Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Agriculture and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Agriculture. Will the recipients please come forward?
Robert Glenn Mickelson. Craig A. Anderson. Dustin L. Anderson. Darren R. Bremer. Morris L. Brighton. Julianne Marie Caulfield. Richard John Coulthard. Denise Marie Deaton Tolsman. William M. Demuth. Carolyn Sandra Drake. Robert A. Garcia. Jody Maxine Garrettson. Stephen John Haldeman. Heather Celeste Howell. Denise Christine Jelly. Jennifer Ann Johnson. Jill Lavon Johnson. David M. Jones. Todd B. Karch. Edward Lee Cruel. Paul B. Kruger. Christopher Brian Lowy. Guy V. Matthias. Joseph Sherman McCourt. Karen Sue Merlette. Robert John Morell. Sean Ronald Motzko. Douglas Donald Nigan. Patrick D. Nordstrom. Craig Matthew Novinsky. Christine Ann Olson. Darren K. Pegenkoff. Jose Maria Barraez. Carrie Marie Parrish. Kurt D. Peterson. Doyle Ray Pokorny. Michael Stephen Ritalik. Scott Minot Roberts. Dale William Rush. David John Schmieder. Rick J. Syme. Samuel Justin Smith. Tammy Jo Steinbeck. David W. Walker. Timothy Allen Waterworth. Eric Paul Wilkes. Gina Marie Winkler. Matthew Todd Young.
Graduates, we wish you well, and we look forward to seeing you back here and sharing your successes with you. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences please stand? Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences. Will the recipients please come forward?
Christine Carey. Cheryl Ann Ecketts. Craig Warren Anderson. Cheryl Ann Anthony. Kelly Jean Argel. Tony Allen Bobble. Anthony Earl Barnard. Christine Marie Barrett. Christopher Scott Beckwith. Jim Paul Byer. Stephen G. Benish. Marjorie S. Bennett. Brenda J. Burning. Amy Renee Bonin. Janelle D. Bowers. Jeffrey J. Bradley. Brenda Peniston Bradison. Jennifer Ann Bry. Sean Torrey Bruner. Michael Gerald Buckley. Judy Lee Byrne. Karen Teresa Clark. John P. Cole. Robert Dominic Danielle. Carl Monroe DeHart. Christine Marie Dolan. Daniel John Draves. Wayne Thomas Enlow. Deborah Joy Fennendale. Shane M. Fletcher. Stephanie Carey Fritz. Eric W. Frost. Richard Wayne Gillis. Marcia Deborah Grant. Patrick A. Hale. Jennifer Janelle Halliday Furno. Jeffrey Roger Hammers. Denise M. Hayes. Robin Joan Herting. Mark John Hervat. Tom W. Hooper. Robert Egerholm Howe. Christopher Mark Hoyme. Ferdousi Jahan Jamir. Heather Lynn Jensen. Carlton Wesley Jeter. Angela K. Joseph. Kathy A. Leonard. Christine J. Leon. Diana Lynn Lawler. Michael C. Larson. Jean Michelle Kretschmann. Vince P. Klink. Linda Renee Kenyon. Stephen Allen Chemnitz. Shane Benjamin Keast. Christine Sue Kaepernick. Nancy K. Jones. Rebecca L. Probst. Evan Michael Lesh. Shua Lowe. Hema Lopez. Yolanda M. McCulloch. Pamela K. McFadden. Richard Angus McIntyre. John Anthony McMahon. Jamie Lee Momini. Becky A. Moore. William Joseph Morgan. David Frank Mern. Patrick Ernest Murphy. Jennifer Lynn Murray. Richard D. Nice. Jeannie S. Nice. Corinne Mary Norman. Carrie L. Norton. Andrew Harlow Olson. Shannon Amber Omero. Alejandra Perez. Gary Allen Peters. James P. Pfister. Julie Ann Piotrowski. Rose May Ratty. Virginia Ramirez. Amy A. Reese. Catherine Joanne Richter. Blair Allen Rogaki. Christine Leanne Rogers. Lynn Marie Ritursky. Lisa Marie Schaefer. Kurt Frederick Shaney. Philip M. Sens II. Catherine Ann Shear King. Colette Ann Shepard. Heidi Marie Shields. Deborah A. Sorwhitey. Lexa A. Speth. Timothy William Stauffer. Mark Edward Steiner. Paul Stewart. Cynthia Marie Sumwalt. Gary Lee Siftestad. Tricia N. Tegmeyer. Christina Sue Tice. Dawn M. Thompson. Jennifer Marie Trusani. Jennifer Marie Van Abel. Maria Lynn Van Slyke. Eric George Voss. Vicky Suzanne Waldorf. Stephen L. Walker. Daniel Thomas Weber. Carrie Lynn White. Tracy Ann Wilkinson. Angela L. Wright.
Congratulations. Best wishes to you all. Good to see you.
Will the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Business, Industry, and Communication please stand? Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Business, Industry, and Communication, and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Business, Industry, and Communication. Will the recipients please come forward as your name is called?
Jason C. Schenning. Manuel Alcayed. Sinan Katan El Yasseri. Douglas John Benson. Christopher Paul Berg. Lisa Ann Bishel. Jason L. Bransell. Nigel O. Brown. Alan E. Bruce. Robert Myron Burak, Jr. Lisa Marie Burbach. Christopher L. Canfield. Steve J. Carncross. Carla E. Carmody. Andrew S. Carroll. Carrie Ann Klom. John E. Clarkin. Diane S. Conway. James Leonard Crowley. Laverne James Cutler. Michael T. Zarni. Robert Thompson Dahl. Greg Ronald Destin. Stephen William Dederick. Scott Michael Dufek. Amy Aaron Duff. David Christian Engen. Miguel Angel Estrada. Jeffrey John Felder. Manuel Fernandez Piedra. Jeffrey S. Fletcher. Lisa Ann Frisky. Julie Catherine Fry. John R. Fouche. Hayes E. Goodman. Christopher Scott Gradle. Rhonda Ann Granquist. Chad William Greipentrog. Michelle Ann Griswold. Dolores I. Grunwald. Scott H. Haas. Susan Marie Hale. Terry Douglas Hanneman. Jeff Allen Hartman. Renee Marie Henry Baker. Robert G. Herman. Jane Michelle Hilgendorf. Brian John Hodek. David Lee Hoff. Kenneth David Hoffmaster. Michelle M. Hall. Matthew Gene Holman. Robert Reed Horton. Karen Faye Jewell. Ross D. Johnson. Renee Jennifer Jones. Kenda Sue Yunk. Marco Antonio Hunaud. Douglas Thomas Kelly. Kenneth William Kerfoot. Gary Glenn Clipple. Jeffrey John Natz. Janet Lou Knox. Kimberly Ann Knox. Brad E. Kreis. Jacqueline Ann Kroll. Scott A. Kruger. Jody Lee Lang. Jody Elizabeth Lanfear. Tammy Lee Mahatka. Eric Andrew Manwaring. John P. Matthey. Amy Jo Mauser. Kevin T. McGuire. Michael A. Meinel. Scott Thomas Miller. Karen Sook Molly. Matthew J. Momartz. Bradley C. Mormino. Scott David Morris. David L. Mueller. Timothy Edward Mulligan. Brian Paul Namjunas. Stacy Giselle Olson. Teresa Lenore Pickar. Michael J. Platt. Thomas Joseph Preet. Jody Christine Ranum. Paul Joseph Reitz. Robert C. Reinke. Michael Clark Richardson. Michael John Ricketts. Erica Ray Rideout. Keith Patrick Riley. Michael E. Robley. Carmen Rodriguez Tabernero. Kevin T. Ritten. David George Reuter. Ted J. Rumler. Elizabeth Ann Rutkowski. James D. Sankey. Todd A. Schellinger. Scott Barry Schlicker. Todd Michael Schultz. Douglas John Segrin. Darrell A. Sewell. David Charles Sharp. Mark Thomas Shelby. Lori Ann Schill. Pamela Joanne Sheldon. Rosalie C. Schumack. Jody Ann Skollerud. Etta M. Slatt. Cheryl Ann Spiker. Kimberly J. Stankowitz. Stephanie Rose Statz. Sean R. Richard Steiner. Kimberly Joe Stevens. Daniel P. Strang. James Allen Surprise. Laura Marie Solochinski. Kevin R. Tipple. Eric Allen Tomzak. Silas Alfredo Valle. Lawrence James Van Epps. Michael G. Vanoy. Darren Scott Verweeby. Scott David Vinson. Eric Voss. David Dwight Wanless. Edward Charles Warnke. Gregory L. Wire. Michael John Whitish. Douglas Dean Wickham. Timothy R. Windingstad. Matthew P. Wirtz. Timothy William Wolf. Dean Brian Zastro. Brian Patrick Zetting. Deanna Lynn Zolecki.
Congratulations, best wishes, keep in touch, see you at homecoming.
Will the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Education please stand?
Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Education and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Education. Will the recipients please come forward?
Amy Joe Engelke.
Hi, Amy. Congratulations.
Mark Allen Ackerman. Julie Renee Andrews. Kirsten L. Arms. Sheila M. Bay. Jill Christine Bells. Lisa Marie Buckholz. Amy Burbach. Tanya Lynn Klein. Amy L. Denman. Jody A. Dobson. Daniel James Eben. Cara Marie Isley. Candy Renee Elliott. Joseph Patrick Foley. Darcy Joe Freimiller. Dennis Leroy Fry. Deborah Louise Gehrman. Julie A. Gensler. Brett Thomas Gerritz. Terry Lynn Giese. Scott Andrew Gilbeck. Melissa Ann Gilbertson. Dale E. Hansen. Michael John Hefty. Catherine Lynn Henry. Holly M. Heimel. Christine Ann Keefe. Laura Eileen Kirchhoff. Cheryl Lynn Kokoska. Penelope Ray McKiernan. Mary Lynn Meyer. Peggy Lou Melsna. Jean Marie Morissette. Todd Douglas Nesheim. Joseph P. Obernader. Christy Lynn Patterson. Catherine Ann Pearson. Jennifer Sue Pfefferkorn. Suzanne Michelle Perkel. Catherine Sar Preet. David Richard Qualley. Dawn Marie Rasque. Monique Renee Reichenbach. Susan J. Rudersdorf. Rebecca Jean Schiffman. Robert Harold Schipper. Thomas Dean Succo. Stuart Montgomery Slayman. Patrick Francis Spillane. Rebecca Ann Stone Reddy. Dale Lynn Shakalski.
You made it. Keep it up. You got it.
Julie Ann Toten. Deborah Lynn Tishuti.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Michelle J. Turley. Brenda Jean Urbas. Stephanie Lynn Vosberg. June C. Wilhelmsen.
Congratulations. Good luck. Congratulations and the best wishes as you go forward. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Engineering please stand? Mr. Chancellor, As Dean of the College of Engineering and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Engineering. Will the recipients please come forward?
David Randall Sturts. Jeffrey Allen Abramson.
Congratulations,
Gregory Richard Adams. Evan H. Anderson. Lalita Balachandra.
Congratulations,
Michael
Lalita.
Woolman.
Good luck.
Ricardo Alonso Boucher. James
Congratulations.
G. Bowsley.
Congratulations.
Delano Elliott Brazil.
All right.
Bill
Francis Michael Brenner. John T. Burns. Chad Terry Chrisbaum. Philip C. G. Seha. Matthew B. Clark. Andrew Thomas Coos. Amy Elsa Crawford. Timothy John Dixon. Jason Ryan Earlywine. John H. Egan. Brian Jeffrey Engelkis. Kerry Ross Fiedler. Bruce B. Fiji. Dawn Marie Fiorentino. Carl V. Frederick. Marty Eric Frisk. Gregory Allen Gabriziak. Cheryl Jean Grady. William Richard Gray. Michael J. Grund. Christian James Hartig. Donald Christopher Harbort. Carl J. Harvey. Mark Anthony Hathaway. Daniel James Heckel. David R. Herkert. Edward Arthur Heinrichs. Jeffrey John Jacobson. Leroy Paul Jobs II. Adam Benjamin Johnson. Tate M. Johnson. Gerard Raymond Kempen. Jason E. Kilps. Todd Charles Kramer. Lane Philip Keel. William James Comer. Jeffrey S. LaGrange. John Harold Lindert. Kent Thomas Losey. Michael Paul Lupton. Dennis William Mack. Tanya Marie Massart. Iftikhar Matten. Scott R. McQuillan. Jeffrey Scott Meerdink. Peter Donald Main. Alan Paul Meisner. Robert Troy Myers. Keith Allen Murray. Lisa Lee Nasternak. John P. Newman. Kevin N. Neldner. Troy Wayne Obgennorth. Shannon Patrick O'Rourke. Sean Lamont Ortgeisen. David Allen Peterson. David C. Pettit. Peter Reed Pfefferkorn. Vance Patrick Powers. Kelly J. Pruce. Lynn Marie Raleigh. Matthew Allen Ranney. Jeffrey James Reef. Ronald Lawrence Richard. Stephen James Rail. Jody William Rolfe. Gary Patrick Sayers. Paul W. Schiebel. Bradley R. Schinker. Andrew Paul Schurz. Jeffrey B. Schmidt. Charles Edward Scholes. Brett Harold Schupner. Mark Kerwood Schuback. Robert Michael Slauson. Christopher Scott Sinclair. Seacoat Siwangsa. Leon Key Tan. Tanya Lynn Tesh. Scott Michael Valinsky. Peter D. Vandenberg. Kirk James Vandriel. Dennis Earl Wall. Paul C. Waller. Nadine Leah Waraxa. Daniel E. Webb. Sharon Marie Weber. Stephen John Stephen Weinberger. Thomas James Zerflu.
Congratulations, engineers. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the master's degree please stand? Mr. Chancellor, representing the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and the graduate faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Master of Science and Master of Science in Education from the School of Graduate Studies. Will the recipients please come forward?
Sherry Lund Albers. Rebecca Webb Anderson. Linda S. Allman. Kathleen M. Ballou. Richard Jean Bartelt. Paula Bauman. Teresa Beck Mills. Denise Bonjour. Linda L. Bottomley. James L. Bransell. Rutanatip Shonerawang. Diane Saporito Clemens. Are you nervous? Okay. Rita Daniels Churchill. John Michael Davies. Jane Ellen Duffy. Amy Renee Garbaz. Daniel L. Griffiths. Thomas M. Huey. Linda I'm. Mary Alice Jacobson. Amy Colleen Jensen. Deborah Susan Joyce. Elizabeth Marie Kavanaugh. Sharon Fieldstead Kent. Lori Lebo Craybill. Sheila Marie Kronberg. Garland Roscoe Maybe Jr. Kathleen Ann Marty. Mickey W. Morgan. Michael J. Morgan. Michael Joseph Moynihan. Diane Klaus Pitzen. Kurt Allen Preen. Dandy Etana Rufo. Michelle A. Schroeder. Shingde Sheng. Linda Jean Shahada. Mary Smith. Karen R. Spink. Cindy Sue George Standorf. Tara Jean Thomas. Carla L. Tonkin. Brad Eugene Van Epps. Lori L. Wallace. Jeffrey Charles Wilkins.
Please be seated.
At the close of this academic year, 11 distinguished members of our faculty will be retiring after many years of dedicated and exemplary service to the students of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. On this most fitting occasion, we mark their retirement and express our appreciation for their contributions to the university. I ask each who is here to stand as I read his or her name and remain standing. Please reserve your applause until the end. Dr. Roland Anfinson, Professor and Chair of the Department of Music. Ms. Rosa Baumann, Associate Professor, Foreign Language. Mr. James Bull, Associate Professor of English. Dr. Patricia Collins, Professor of Physical Education. Dr. Ross Fiedler, Professor of Mechanical Engineering. Dr. Richard Lohberger, Professor of Agricultural Industries. Mr. Robert Morphew, Assistant Professor of Computer Science. Dr. Reza Rezazadeh, Professor of Political Science and Sociology. Dr. Gerald Scheppers, Professor of Chemistry. Mr. Robert Sommer, Associate Professor of Mathematics. Dr. F. Dawson Trine, Professor of Mathematics. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I speak for all of your colleagues and students in saying that we wish you every happiness in your retirement. I ask your colleagues, students, and friends to join me in expressing our appreciation to you. This ceremony would not have been possible without the time and effort so generously given by the University Commencement Committee. The members of the committee are Robert Acton, Edward Deneen, Barbatunde Pham, G. Daniel Fairchild, Dolores Hutchison, Clement Jeske, Todd Kukan, Louis Zigwu, Carol Sands, Frederick Tufte, James Volaski, and the chair, Joanne Wilson. Professor Stephen Becker served as commencement marshal. The names of the graduates were ably read by Edward Deneen, University Registrar. The University Student Ambassadors The University Student Ambassadors have distributed programs and helped organize the seating. Professor G. Daniel Fairchild and the UW-Platteville Wind Ensemble and lead singer Tina Miltz deserve our appreciation as well for the music which accompanies this ceremony. Will the members of the committee, Professor Becker, Mr. Deneen, Professor Fairchild, the members of the Wind Ensemble, and Ms. Miltz, and the student ambassadors please stand and be recognized. As we say farewell to our graduates, I would like to give them the opportunity to recognize those who have guided them through 4, or in some cases more, years of college with gentle prodding and friendly persuasion. Will the faculty please rise and be recognized by the graduates? There are yet others who have provided not only encouragement, moral support, and financial assistance, but care and love as well. Will the parents, grandparents, husbands or wives, children and grandchildren of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Please turn to the back page in your commencement program. Will you remain standing and join Tina Miltz in singing the Alma Mater? Please stand. Please be seated. Today's commencement ceremony has been videotaped and will be televised only once, tonight beginning at 7 p.m. on cable channel TV5. The university is unable to provide copies of the videotape. Those who want to have a copy should arrange to make their own tonight. During the recessional, the audience should remain seated until all graduates have left the stadium. Parents, relatives, and friends may greet the graduates in the area behind the stadium. Thank you for sharing this most joyful event in the life of a university. Would the graduates and faculty please rise?